Hey guys, welcome to Continuity Crisis. I'm Sean.
I'm Peyton.
Today we're going to be talking about Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Hard Traveling Heroes for the very first time because we definitely haven't recorded this before.
Nope. Nope. I have no idea what's about to happen. That's the premise of the show, folks.
So, Hard Traveling Heroes kind of brings us into the Bronze Age of comics. The most sort of significant change in the Bronze Age is a new bunch of creative talent comes in, because it's a lot of the same guys in the Golden and the Silver Ages. And with the Bronze Age, we see a bunch of new talent come in. And the thing that's significant about them is that they're the first generation that actually wants to be making comics. They grew up reading comics. This is what they want to do, as opposed to the guys in previous years who were somewhat ashamed of it and were kind of doing it just as a way to pay the bills.
Right. Like a stepping stone kind of deal.
Yeah, it's a creative job, but a lot of those guys had loftier ambitions of writing the next great American novel or whatever.
Right.
Like Stan Lee has an anecdote where he talks about, like at parties, he would like purposely avoid trying to say what he did.
Right.
Because he would be like, oh, I'm a writer. And they were like, well, what do you write? He'd be like, oh.
No, we don't have to talk about that.
Because it was like a real like shameful thing to do, especially in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was something that people were like ashamed of and like looked down on.
Like, brother, even my wife is out here working in the factories to manufacture airplanes and you write comic books?
I don't think it was so much that, so much as Frederick Wortham just kind of successfully turned the public against comic books, and they were just seen as this weird, moral, juvenile evil.
Right.
Which is hilarious when you read some of the shit they were writing.
Yeah.
You're just like, this is what y'all were upset about?
This is
y'all are nuts. Y'all are babies, man. To get into some character history, Green Arrow was a Golden Age character created in the early 40s by a guy named Mort Weisinger and an artist named George Papp. Not a super successful character, never had his own book, was always kind of just a backup feature, but always just kind of around. Mm-hmm. And he did sort of manage to stick through the fall of the superhero post-World War II, largely because Weisinger worked his way up to being an editor at DC, and so I think there was just favoritism going on with Green Arrow.
You're not getting rid of my character.
This is my guy, and I decide what stories are going in the books.
Yep.
So I'm assigning people to write Green Arrow.
Yep.
And one of those people who got assigned Green Arrow in the 50s was Jack Kirby, who got put drawing Green Arrow stories, which he was not happy about because nobody liked Green Arrow. Mm-hmm. He was no one's favorite character. He was kind of just a thinly veiled Batman ripoff. He had a sidekick that was dressed in red and yellow. He had an airmobile. He had an arrow cave. He had an arrow signal, which was technically before the bat signal, but it still makes him look bad.
It does still make him look bad.
But it technically was first. He got one. And Batman did steal one of his villains. Clock King was a Green Arrow villain. So those are the two things that Green Arrow had. He had the arrow signal and he got Clock King. And Batman went, no.
I've never even heard of Clock King.
Yeah, you have.
Have I?
Oh, he was in Brave and the Bold for sure.
Oh, that's fair,
He was on Arrow. He showed up on Arrow.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Because that was like one of like the 5 times they did a Green Arrow villain.
And weren't just like, oh, hey, we're doing Deathstroke. Oh, hey, the next thing we're doing, the League of Assassins, but we're going to call it don't they call it something different, like the League of Shadows?
That's what Nolan does that.
Nolan does
because I think Nolan went, I can't call this the League of Assassins, because like if you want Batman to be trained by them, you can't call them assassins. Yeah, that's crazy.
He wouldn't sign up for it.
No,
he'd be like, I'm good.
It's supposed to be like a twist that they kill people, and that's what makes Bruce leave.
Right,
but no, in the show in Arrow, they call them the League of Assassins. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And they were setting that up way back in season 1 because Malcolm trained with the League of Assassins. So they were always kind of hinting that they were going to go to Raish. It's just silly that they did it. Yeah, you're a Green Arrow show.
Why are we doing a
literal Batman plot? They're literally doing a Batman plot.
Like a really
it's not
big
even
one,
like it's not even like, oh, it's just that character Like, no, it's like the story. It's the typical story Batman has with Rage. We've just substituted in Green Arrow.
Yeah, it's instead of being up in the mountains in China, it's now on an island, I guess.
No, they did the China thing. There's the mountains in China. Yeah,
no, for some reason I feel like I remember them being on the island. I don't remember much about Arrow.
That's fair.
I don't remember.
I remember entirely too much about Arrow. But no, season 3, he's even in the flashbacks. He's in China. He gets off the island, and he's just hanging out in China, working for Amanda Waller.
Gotcha.
But no, Nanda Parbat is a location in the show, which is typically where Raish lives.
Right.
Anyway, we'll see if I leave that in.
You should. People on YouTube love it when you talk about Arrow, especially when you have really good things to say.
Honestly, being nice to one of the CW shows is a crazy hot take on YouTube. They're generally very mean to those shows on YouTube.
Good reason.
I don't know about that.
Like, at least, like, The Flash and Arrow got, like, a singular, like, first season is, like, super good. Season 2 of Arrow was decent.
It's a lot of fun. It's a mess, but it's a lot of fun.
3, it definitely goes downhill. I feel like Flash goes fucking like the second they get to season 2.
Season 2, I thought was okay of Flash, and then I actually gave up during 3.
Yeah. I made it a lot farther in Arrow than I did Flash. So credit to Arrow.
I think we were just so in denial of like, and we were just so into that show. Yeah. That I think we were just like, no, they're going to turn it around. They're going to turn it around.
No, and it can't be that bad.
Season 4 was just so much worse.
It's like, oh no, they're you know what I mean? It's a little misstep. There's a little hiccup. Everybody gets them. They're gonna course correct it. It's gonna, oh no.
And I think I spent a lot of season 3 in denial, just being like, okay, no, I'm still liking this for sure.
I'm definitely into this. I'm definitely paying attention to everything that's happening.
I think if I tried to rewatch season 3 of Arrow, I'd be utterly miserable.
Oh, 100%. 100%, yeah.
When Jack Kirby gets put on Green Arrow, he helps create the now standard origin story for Oliver. Because Golden Age Oliver had a ridiculous backstory that involved Native Americans, and it was the whole thing. Part of that is still canon because Roy is raised by natives. His parents die in like a fire or some shit. And so a Native American tribe raises him.
Okay.
But Oliver, they introduced this idea of he's a rich playboy, gets stranded on a deserted island where he learns strength of character and these skills to be a superhero. Right. And that comes from Jack Kirby and whatever writer Kirby was working with, whose name I don't know. So that's like the first sort of evolution of Green Arrow, going from a Batman ripoff to an actually interesting character. The next step of that is in the late 60s when writer Denny O'Neil takes over Justice League. And Denny O'Neil writes a story in which Oliver loses all of his money and becomes flat broke. And this kind of leads him into being a sort of very liberally minded character. He's very much a loudmouth leftist, which adds some conflict into the League. And I think was just a way to give him something.
Right.
It gives him a personality.
Right.
For the first time.
Kind of deviate him from the path.
Yeah. And around the same time, Neal Adams is drawing The Brave and the Bold, the Batman team-up book, and there was a Batman Green Arrow issue that Adams drew, and he asked if he could redesign Green Arrow. And because nobody cared about Green Arrow, they were like, okay, sure, dude.
Yeah, whatever, man. I don't care.
And he makes Green Arrow look like how we think Green Arrow looks like, the very classic look, the goatee. He leans into the Robin Hood influence. His sort of point of view was like, yeah, he's Robin Hood. I'm going to lean into that.
Yep.
And he just adds a lot more detail to the suit, which is really cool. And so that's kind of where Green Arrow's at entering this. Over in Green Lantern, obviously we talked about, created in the late 50s, member of the Justice League. His book is not selling.
But at least he has one.
He has a book.
He has one.
He is a step above Green Arrow. He has a book.
I'm just saying.
It is something. It's just not selling particularly well at that point in time. I think just because readers were just going to the Marvel books.
Yeah.
The Marvel books were exciting and crazy and awesome.
Yeah, they were going off the rails at that point.
Yeah, and especially I think the big one was probably Fantastic Four because like Green Lantern, it's spacefaring sci-fi stuff and that Fantastic Four run is pretty incredible
Yeah.
across the board and really exciting.
Mhm.
And I just don't think Green Lantern could compete with that.
Yeah.
And I just think interest in the DC characters were waning.
Mhm.
So Green Lantern is on the verge of cancellation. So he's about to not have a book.
Dang it.
He's about to lose that privilege.
He's still there though. Like right now,
He's still above Green Arrow. As Green Arrow is about to ride his unsuccessful coattails. But Denny O'Neil is approached to take over Green Lantern by editor Julius Schwartz, who has a soft spot for Green Lantern. He doesn't want to see that book canceled. And so he goes to Denny O'Neil and he's like, you get to do whatever. Like, just do something with it. The book's canceled anyway. Like, we have nothing to lose. Like, so this book is very much like a Hail Mary pass.
Yep.
Like, just do anything. We can't make it worse.
Yep.
Like,
it's already failing. It can't fail harder.
Yes. Worst case scenario, we cancel the book. We're going to cancel it anyway.
Yep.
Like, the only place to go is up.
Yep.
And Neal Adams gets put in on art. And I imagine that's probably just because he just redesigned Green Arrow. And the idea to put in Green Arrow was Denny O'Neil's. And the reason for that is he wanted to sort of combine journalism with fictional storytelling. He wanted to commentate on what he was seeing out in the world. Remember that this is the late 60s into the early 70s. So like the civil rights movement just happened. It's a very politically charged time. And he was very liberal. He was in New York. Like, it's just something he wanted to add into comic books. And he thought, well, Green Lantern is kind of a cop. That's ostensibly what the Green Lantern Corps is, like they're police officers.
Police force.
So he'll kind of be the status quo, the conservative. And conveniently, I just turned Green Arrow into a massive liberal. So I'm going to pair them up to be these sort of counter arguments as they tackle the sort of issues of the day. Is kind of the idea of this book. And so it starts with Green Lantern entering into Star City, which is where Green Arrow lives, which the show renamed to Starling City, which I never understood. Just call it Star City. The show does so many arbitrary things like that.
I don't even think I ever noticed that.
No, yeah. It's just a weird, it's so just random and arbitrary. Wow, there's going to be a lot of Arrow digs apparently.
Yeah, it's just how I'm feeling today.
A lot more than the last time we recorded.
Last time we recorded this, we kind of kept about, like, I think we talked about it like once.
We made fun of the hockey mask guy.
Yeah, we made fun of
brought
Casey Jones.
I think we brought up Felicity blowing up that town.
Because Stephen Amell was already going to be Casey, and that's why
that movie was already out. Yeah. No, yeah, they brought that character in to make a Casey Jones joke.
To make fun of Stephen Amell for being.
They didn't make fun. I think they just wanted to make a reference.
Yeah, they just wanted to be.
Because I think literally, like the reference is Stephen Amell just looks at him and he goes, "I think that's cool." It's like, fuck off, man. This show is lame.
I think that's gas. That's pretty good.
Green Lantern sees a confrontation on the street by this younger guy and sort of an older gentleman, and the older gentleman gets, pushed down to the ground. Green Lantern breaks up the fight, sends the younger guy to jail, and it's kind of like, because this is outside, so he kind of turns to the crowd expecting like adoration and like, good job, Green Lantern, you rock. And everyone's like, boo, I read the Fantastic Four.
Boo.
But yeah, everybody's booing him. And throwing like garbage at him. And of course, who is there also booing and throwing garbage? Green Arrow. And Green Arrow is kind of explaining the what's what of, what's going on. And so the older guy is a landlord. The younger guy lives in this building that he owns. And this building is a total rundown piece of shit.
Yep. Slumlord.
Yes. And he's going to evict everybody and turn it into like a parking lot or some shit. It's that kind of typical kind of story. And Oliver explains all of this to Hal, and Hal's like, that sucks, but it's technically legal.
Yeah, there's technically nothing wrong going on.
It's morally wrong, but legally, he has every right to do this.
Yeah.
So there's nothing I can do. And what Hal specifically says is, you've no cause to yell at me. I have a job. I do it. To which Oliver responds, seems I've heard that line before. At the Nazi war trials. which is my favorite thing.
So good.
Hal cannot do anything in this book without Oliver immediately getting in his face and calling him a Nazi.
It's so good.
It's the best. It's so funny. But then this elderly black man approaches the two, and what he says is, and I'm just going to read it, I've been reading about you, how you work for the Blueskins, and how on a planet someplace you helped out the Orangeskins, and you done yourself considerable for the Purpleskins. Only their skins you never bothered with. The Blackskins. I want to know. How come? Answer me that, Mr. Green Lantern. And Hal very dramatically goes, I can't. Which, again, very funny, and is just a point sort of being made that Hal is not grounded enough. Hal is too focused on the stars and these sort of larger than life, crazy things, crazy adventures he goes on, and he needs to get back in touch with what is wrong here at home.
Yeah, with Earth specifically.
But this kind of shakes Hal, so he decides, I'm going to go talk to the landlord, which doesn't go very well because the landlord is just like, I'm not doing anything illegal. What are you going to do, asshole?
Get fucked, idiot.
Yeah, and Hal's about to like punch him out when one of the Guardians contacts Hal telepathically and is like, stop, report to Oa right now. Hal goes to Oa, and the Guardians kind of give him the business because, again, this landlord isn't breaking the law.
Yeah, he's not technically doing anything wrong.
From their point of view, Hal is abusing his powers. And so they kind of just give him a stupid little like nothing assignment, basically just to let him like cool off and just keep him busy over there. And during that, Hal basically goes, fuck that. I'm going back to Earth. This is dumb.
It's stupid.
And so while that's happening, Oliver puts his dumbass plan into motion, which is he goes to the landlord and he's like, I want to cut. I want in. And he threatens the landlord with some arrows to get his way. And it's like, have your boys meet me at this like warehouse or whatever.
Right, to give me my money.
Give me my money. Yeah. So we cut to said warehouse. The landlord's goons walk in and they shoot what they think is Green Arrow, but it's a dummy. And this genius plot was that the guys would come in, admit that they were hired to kill Green Arrow by the landlord, and Green Arrow has like a recording device that's going to like record this confession. But the guys shut the recording device while they were shooting the dummy, so this plan is moot. And Oliver just wasted a bunch of time. So Oliver and Hal regroup, and Hal's like, wait, I have an idea. So we cut to the landlord. One of his goons comes in, and the goon is kind of leading him on, leading him to say, oh, I hired you to kill Green Arrow.
Yep.
And so once the landlord basically says that, the goon takes his disguise off. It's Green Lantern, and they had gone to get like the DA. They went and got the district attorney. And so the landlord just confessed to attempted murder in front of the district attorney.
Yep.
So he's done. But instead of graciously going to jail, the landlord pulls out a fucking grenade and is like, I'll do it. And our heroes are just kind of like, aw, that's cute. And Hal just flicks it out the window with like a construct. And outside it fucking explodes. And both Hal and Oliver are just like, oh my God, that was real.
Oh, he was really going to do that.
He was really going to blow us all up.
He really wanted that parking lot.
I just think it's so funny that they were just like, oh, we call your bluff. That's not a real grenade. And then it just explodes and they're just like,
a little grenade.
Oh my God, I almost died. It's so funny. So then we sort of get into an epilogue where the Guardians telepathically are just ripping Hal a new one again. And Oliver's just sort of there watching. And Hal starts to sort of apologize, and Oliver immediately gets in his face, and he's like, don't fucking apologize, you piece of shit. You call yourself a hero. You don't even qualify as a man.
Ooh, got him.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, Oliver.
In fairness, like, yeah, you're apologizing for saving, like, several people from homelessness.
A lot of people, yeah. It was a full building. Like these are destitute, almost. Like, again, it's a moral right thing to do.
Yep.
But he's kind of giving the Guardian, Oliver, is kind of giving the Guardians the business. And they're like, well, what do you want us to do? And he's like, you guys need to like come and like see everything that's wrong here because we're in a really, really tough spot. Like, there's a lot of really bad shit going on. Great leaders such as Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy are being assassinated. And, like, we're just in a really rough spot and, like, we need help. And so the Guardians decide to send one of their own to accompany Hal and Oliver on a road trip across America where they will kind of just, again, what the premise of the book is, which is confront the issues of the day. And so the Guardian makes himself look like, he gives himself normal human skin tone so he's not all blue and shit. But he's still just this little old man running around with Green Lantern and Green Arrow. And that more or less ends that first issue, them just sort of driving off to discover America. Moving into the next issue, our heroes are kind of driving into this like mountain town and they are immediately fired upon. So they suit up and they start kicking ass, but Hal notices that his power beam is kind of weak and not working exactly the way that it should, but they're still able to subdue the people that are firing on them. And they're like, the fuck? And so the leader of them, Jacob, kind of explains that this mountain town is run by a guy named Slapper Soames. And he's very much like a dictator type. He's just overworking and abusing all of the miners. He has this kind of like secret police force that is abusing people. Like we see them sort of slapping women around. But there's this guy, Johnny, who is a singer-songwriter, guitar player, who is singing some songs that the other people were enjoying. And so Slapper had him arrested and is going to execute him tomorrow. As you do.
As you should.
And so Jacob's like, we thought you guys were more goons coming in, so we were trying to stop you because we have this plan that we're going to storm Slapper's like headquarters and just take him out. Take back our town, basically. And Oliver's like, I'm fucking in, dude.
Yep, let's get him.
Let's fucking get him. And Hal's like, okay. But the Guardian is like, because he's a little old man, what the fuck is he going to do? But he's like, I'm going to call the other Guardians and see what's going on with your ring. See why it didn't work so hot. And so they all kind of get to where Slapper's office is, and it's this massively, heavily guarded fortress. Just heavily armed. It's brutal. And Oliver's like, are you guys out of your minds?
Like, when you said store, I thought like town hall maybe, but
yeah,
like, that is a fortress.
That's literally like Fort Knox. Like, what? Like, we're all just going to die. I'm not doing that. And Jacob's like, don't listen to him. He's a dumb idiot. He's an outsider. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Everybody attack. And so they all kind of lead the attack without the superheroes. We cut to Slapper, who is explaining to Johnny that the reason Johnny has to die is because he's like, you're very talented. You're going to make it. You're going to go off and become a huge singer. And then people are going to want to know where you're from. And they're going to find my town. And they're going to see what I'm doing. And I just don't want that.
Yep.
That's a lot. So I'm just going to kill you now.
Too much publicity.
I'm going to kill you now. And this is just going to be better for everybody. Really, I think this is just going to be better.
I mean, except for you, of course. But like, apples and oranges.
Maybe God will think your songs are cool. Jimi Hendrix is up there already, I think. That'll be great. You'll play with him. It'll be awesome.
It'll be sick.
But Jacob's crew is, of course, getting annihilated. So Oliver and Hal are just like, we better help. Yeah. we can't just let them.
Probably should not abide the senseless slaughter of random mountain folk.
So Hal is kind of surrounded by guns, and he's kind of like whatever about it because the Green Lantern ring protects him from death. Like it, even subconsciously, if someone tried to like shoot Hal, the ring would just be like, nope. The Guardian then at this point contacts Hal telepathically and is like, hey, I talked to the Guardians. They don't know why your ring's not working, but unrelated, they did decrease your powers because you're technically on a leave of absence, so you could be murdered. And I was like, fucking bet. Like this kind of just like exhilarates him. So he just jumps in, fucking swinging his fist, just knocking people out. It's kind of sick.
Yeah. It's one of those like simple solutions of where like, yeah, obviously Green Lantern can't die. So like,
yeah,
eventually Green Lantern is going to beat the Fort Knox, like, it's inevitable, but with that, you have actual, like, tension now, because it's like, oh yeah, no, he can just get shot.
It's just one of those problems that I think sometimes why people have a problem with the DC heroes versus the Marvel ones is so many of the DC heroes are such fucking powerhouses that it's hard to put them in situations where you're not just like, well, they'll just walk through that.
Yeah, they'll just win.
And especially in this case where you want them to work with Green Arrow. So the situations need to be small enough that you can believe Green Arrow cannot just get swatted like a fly. But also Green Lantern needs to be here. So the solution is obviously weaken Green Lantern. So that it's a bit more of an even playing field.
I think they should have strengthened Green Arrow.
Give Green Arrow superpowers.
Yeah, have him contact like the Arrow, like a Native American god of some sort, and he's just like, yeah, I'm superhuman now. It's cool. DC Comics, hire me, dude. I'm cooking here.
He's gonna pray to the Arrow gods and get arrow powers.
It's gonna be super cool. He's not even gonna have a bow anymore. He's just gonna like shoot him out of his hands. It's gonna suck.
It's gonna suck. This is my pitch. This is gonna suck. They start setting off gas grenades. So Hal gets knocked out, unfortunately. Green Arrow's still in the fight, but then he gets pistol whipped and taken hostage. He wakes up in Slapper's office tied to a chair, breaks free, starts beating people up, gets pistol whipped again, this time by Johnny. The big twist of this story is that Johnny's actually working for Slapper. And the whole like rebellion was actually a plot by Slapper. The idea being that Jacob, did I say Johnny?
You said Johnny.
That was a mistake. I meant Jacob. There are too many J names.
Johnny is the one that's about
Johnny's
to get
the singer that's about to get hanged. Jacob is the leader of the rebellion. And the idea is that Jacob was supposed to kind of whip them up into a frenzy and to attack Slapper before they were ready. So that they would come in, get their asses kicked, and that would just kill any idea of rebellion further. Like they would never want to do this again after that. So Jacob is about to shoot Oliver and Johnny, but Hal walks in the nick of time and just goes, no, I'm Green Lantern. And it's sort of explained that like the reason Hal's ring wasn't working is because what happened in the first issue has kind of shaken him. And so his willpower isn't as strong. But Oliver being in danger kind of like solidified him a bit more. And so he was able to get a good punch in with the ring.
He was sure of what he was doing in that moment, which is why it was strong.
He wasn't having a crisis of faith anymore. And so it ends with a very weird moment, as a lot of these stories do, where it's kind of a cool, interesting story, and then Oliver decides to ruin it in the last panel or two. Hal says, justice has come, we won. And Oliver says, look at them. Injured, grieving for lost friends and family, nothing to look forward to except more poverty and ignorance. You call that winning? Come on, let's go find the pretty part of America. It's basically just like, no, this place is still going to suck. These people's lives are going to suck. Let's fucking leave. This is bumming me out.
This is bumming me out.
Which I understand sort of why that happens, and it's mostly because Denny O'Neil doesn't want Green Arrow to solve real world problems because there's something kind of insensitive and silly about that. That's what we made fun of with Arrow in the first recording is there's an episode of Arrow where Green Arrow and Wild Dog, the hockey mask guy, solve gun control. But they don't tell you like how they do it. They just do it.
They don't tell you what the solution is. They just tell you that they solved it. It's fixed. Everyone is happy. And there is just something inherently just dumb about that. And Denny O'Neil doesn't want to do that, but it just comes across as Oliver being an insensitive prick. And a hypocrite, frankly. Like, he's talking so much shit on Hal. He's the one that's like, you're a fucking bootlicker. We have to help these people. Push has now come to shove. They need to, finish helping these people. And he's like, no, it's fucking boring.
As soon as he's actually confronted with it, he fucking bails. And bitches about it. And it's like, that just sucks. It's not great. So moving on to the next issue, we start with Black Canary. Black Canary is another Golden Age character who has a really funny, I don't think I told you this last time, but I meant to. Black Canary has a really funny start because she starts as a supporting character in a backup feature for Flash called Johnny Thunder. And she's kind of introduced as like a femme fatale kind of thing. Like, is she good? Is she bad? And they almost immediately go, no, she's good.
No, she's good. Never mind. People liked her.
And very quickly, they also decide that it's now a team-up, backup feature. It's Johnny Thunder and the Black Canary. And very quickly after that, it becomes the Black Canary, and Johnny Thunder is nowhere to be seen.
Hell yeah.
And her Golden Age stories are pretty fun. I have a collection of them that I read recently, and they're pretty fun, and she's a cool character. But she kind of went away after World War II, like a lot of the Golden Age characters did.
Right, they got locked in the vault. Yeah.
But she was brought back in the Silver Age when the Justice Society was reintroduced. So she was part of that group with, Jay Garrick and Alan Scott when they would do these crossover stories between the Justice League and the Justice Society.
Right.
She was part of that. And during one of those, her husband, Larry, was killed. And in her grief, she leaves Earth 2, where the Justice Society is based, and moves to Earth 1, where she joins the Justice League and starts a bit of a romance with Green Arrow. So that's kind of where Dinah's at this point in time. So she's kind of just driving by on her motorcycle, and this motorcycle gang confronts her, and they want to steal her bike. And so she just starts kicking their ass. But one of them manages to get on a motorcycle and run her over. So they run her over with a motorcycle and leave her for dead. And we see a mysterious man in shadows pick her up and carry her off into the sunset. We cut to a nearby Native American reservation where our heroes arrive, Oliver, Hal, and the Guardian. So our heroes walk into this restaurant and, they ask, what do you have? What's good to eat? And the waiter, I suppose, is like, well, we've got beans. Oh, we've also got beans. Oh, and there's also our specialty, beans. And so they're like, 3 plates of beans, please. Complete coincidence. The biker gang shows up.
Oh.
And so they start causing problems. So Hal and Oliver naturally beat the living shit out of them. But then they notice that they have Dinah's motorcycle. And it's specifically a motorcycle that Superman built for her. And which is just an easy way to be like, I know exactly what that bike is.
There's no mistaking it.
So Oliver's naturally freaking out. And they kind of question the guy. And he's like, yeah, we ran her over and just kind of left her for dead.
Hey, man, it happens on the road.
I'm constantly running over beautiful women with motorcycles and just leaving them there.
What else are you supposed to do? I mean, not hit them with your motorcycle? That seems counterintuitive. She was kicking our asses.
What else was I supposed to do but run her over with a motorcycle? They're able to find her, and she has joined a cult run by this guy, Joshua, very clearly under mind control. She rejects Oliver, tells him to go away, and Hal kind of inches Oliver come on, man, we should go. She doesn't want us here. And once they're gone, Joshua gives Dinah a gun. We cut over to Hal and Oliver, and they're kind of arguing because Oliver's like, no, she's in trouble. We have to go get her out of there, blah, blah, blah. And Hal's like, we can't make her do something she doesn't want to do. So now, naturally, Oliver punches Hal in the face. Yep. As you do.
No, I'm not just going to leave my girlfriend in a cult. What are you talking about, you stupid fucking asshole?
Yeah, but Oliver storms off and he hears gunfire. So he follows it and he sees the cult practicing, target practicing. And Joshua basically lays out that he's going to lead his cult into the reservation and they're going to slaughter the Native Americans.
Because that's what cults do.
Yeah, it's a very racist cult. We're going to go slaughter Native Americans. And Oliver's like, well, that's really, really bad, actually. So he fires off a flare arrow to basically be like, Hal, please come help.
Hal, it's bad.
It's really bad. I thought my girlfriend was just being an idiot. But actually, they're about to murder people. Oliver kind of gets jumped, and they're about to kill him, but luckily Hal jumps in and kind of just stops everybody. He just makes a magnet with his ring and just takes all the guns away.
Nice.
But Dinah still has her gun, and Joshua's like, kill Green Arrow. And Hal's off to the side, and he's like, I could stop this, but I want to see what happens, and my jaw hurts.
Yep, and owie.
And he's called me a Nazi 80 times today. But really, it's because, if I stop Dinah, she'll always wonder whether or not she would have done it. So I've got to let her stop herself.
Yep.
And if it goes bad, like, I'll just step in. I'm Green Lantern.
Yeah, I'm
it's
Green
a
Lantern.
gun.
Like, I'll just...
like, I'll stop it.
I'll just put a wall so it doesn't actually hit him, but I'm going to wait until she decides to fire to do so.
This is like the 7th time I've had to save Green Arrow from being shot.
Yeah,
Like-
this is a daily occurrence. This man could not get shot more if he tried.
But Dinah is able to stop herself because clearly being mind controlled and drops the gun, and Green Lantern takes Joshua out. And then Green Arrow ruins the story because he and Dinah are talking, and he's like, maybe we can like figure out why people join cults. And Dinah understandably goes, he hypnotized us.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Literal mind control.
Literal mind control. And Hal's like, but maybe there was probably like some part of you that like liked what he was saying. And she's like, some part of me that liked slaughtering Native Americans? What are you saying, fucking Oliver?
Like, what do you mean by that?
And again, the problem with this story is that they want to say something about cults. Denny O'Neil wants to say something about cults because it is interesting. Like, why do people like do that? There is something interesting there. But to make it personal, Black Canary has to join. But Black Canary would never join a cult.
Yep.
So it has to be a weird thing.
Yeah, it has to be hypnotism.
It has to be mind control.
But at the same time, then you kind of just like stray away from the point.
You lose all sort of like actual significant like meaning.
Yeah.
At that point, because it's just a crazy dude mind controlling people.
Yep. Because like it wouldn't even make sense if he was like just mind controlling Dinah and everyone else was there of free will.
Yeah. And none of those characters have lines.
Yeah,
So-
like they don't.
They don't exist.
It's still just like because it just wouldn't make sense if he just mind controlled her and everyone else is just like willing to be there. So once again, you just lose the entirety of what you're trying to say. Yeah.
It's weird. And it'd be better if just Oliver's line wasn't there.
Yeah.
If there wasn't like the attempt to like try to like squeeze some meaning out of it. For the next issue, we stay in the reservation. And there are these two guys, Pierre O'Rourke and Theodore Pudd. Theodore Pudd runs the Lumbermen's Union, and Pierre claims to own the trees. And the natives are like, no, we own the lumber here.
Yeah.
Because like 100 years ago, Ulysses Starr, the chief of our tribe, signed a deal with Washington, which is that they would leave white settlers alone as long as they had all access. The natives had complete and total control of the lumber. And mysteriously, all records of this deed have vanished.
Yep.
And so Pierre, his sort of point of view is like, it's for sale, I bought it.
Yep.
And you have no like proof that you own it.
No proof that it's not mine right now.
And Hal sort of asks this guy, like, is there anybody else who has like a record of this deal? And the only other record is owned by Ulysses Starr's son, Abe, who left the reservation decades ago. And Hal is kind of like, well, that sucks, but there's nothing really I can do here.
Yeah, like, what do you want me to do?
And Oliver's like, you stupid fascist piece of shit.
Every time.
And Hal is just sick of it. He's like, I'm tired of fucking listening to you.
Yep.
I'm leaving. And to be fair to Hal, when he leaves, he's like, I actually have a good plan. I'm going to find Abe. I'm going to find Abe Starr, and I'm going to find the record of this deal. He's able to do this. He's able to track him down. And when he gets to Abe's building, it is on fire.
Of course it is.
And he's able to rescue Abe, but the record was destroyed in the fire. So situation is kind of bad, but Hal decides, I'm going to go get my congressman friend. Meanwhile, Green Arrow has a stupid plan.
Hell yeah.
Which is that he's going to dress up like a Native American and pretend to be the ghost of Ulysses Starr to both mess with the Lumbermen's Union and Pierre, and also to sort of inspire the other natives to fight.
Right.
Those are kind of his two goals. And so there's a confrontation in the morning between Pierre's men and the natives, led by Green Arrow in red face. I guess it's technically yellow face because he painted himself yellow, but
he's
the symbolism is red face. Because he's pretending to be native.
The symbolism is red face. However, he has painted himself gold to appear as, I guess, a ghost, but I've never heard of a gold ghost.
Well, no, he's yellow to fuck with Green Lantern.
Yeah, true.
Canary is also there. fighting with alongside the natives, but she's just doing it as Black Canary because she's not a crazy person.
Yeah, she's not a lunatic.
So fight breaks out, but Hal jumps in to stop it because he brought this congressman, and he's like, this congressman is going to look into your claims, and until he does, everybody go the fuck home.
Yep, we're done here.
And Oliver's like, fuck you, you stupid fascist pig. And so they start fighting.
Fuck you, you stupid fucking Nazi bitch.
Yeah, and Green Lantern, his ring doesn't work and gets yellow. That's why Oliver painted himself yellow.
Yep.
And so the ring doesn't do anything. So they just start punching each other out. They wind up in the lake, and a bunch of logs hit them in the head and knock them out. And while they're unconscious, the arsonist that was hired by Pierre and Theodore Pudd to torch Abe's apartment building confessed. Yeah. And so Pierre and Theodore Pudd are being sent to prison. All of this transpires while our two idiot moron heroes are fucking unconscious from their dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
So naturally, the next issue, we catch up with our heroes, and the road trip is over. They've crossed the country twice.
There and back. Maybe 3 things happened.
We went to 2 places. 2 places. A mountain town and a Native American reservation.
Yep.
Okay. And we're pretty much entering a 2-part story to get rid of the Guardian.
Yep.
So they're driving along. Their truck gets run off the road. They wind up in a river. And this boat picks them up. The boat is transporting hazardous waste to be like safely disposed of. But their boiler overheats and blows up in Hal's face. So Hal is down for the count and dying. And so the Guardian is put in this position where he can either save the boat or he can fly off with Hal and save his life. And he chooses to save Hal. And so Oliver's left behind with the boat, and they start dumping all this toxic waste because it's flammable, and they don't want the ship to explode, and they don't want to die. And so they dump a ton of toxic waste into the ocean. But they are able to like put the fire out and save the boat and everybody on it. Oliver then meets up with Hal and the Guardian. Hal is totally fine, doesn't have a scratch on him.
Yep.
Doesn't seem that fucking dire, to be honest, man.
Yeah. At least give him like a scratch or something, or like a
Put his arm in a sling?
Yeah.
Give me something.
Band-aids, something.
He looks completely fine.
Yep.
The Guardians, of course, immediately go contact them telepathically and are like, what the fuck, dude? To the Guardian that pals around with Hal and Oliver. Because he basically chose one life over the safety of the planet because in this decision caused a shitload of toxic waste and pollution to be poured into our ocean.
Yep.
Which is not great.
Granted, that's probably where it was going to end up anyway.
Supposedly they were going to do something safe. I forget what it is, but they were doing something with it that was going to be like a safe disposal.
Yeah.
And then it wound up in our oceans. Whoopsie. So basically this Guardian has to go to trial, which is on a little sort of satellite kind of thing called Gallo. Hal and Oliver accompany him, and they are forced to give up their weapons. And then they get into the courtroom, and there's only one judge, which the Guardian says is weird. There's supposed to be like a whole panel of judges. And so there's just this one human judge and a bunch of robots around. And the judge is clearly off his rocker and just immediately like, you're guilty.
Guilty. Kill him.
Kill him. Sentenced to death. And Hal and Oliver are like, wait a fucking minute. And they immediately get gagged.
Hold on. I thought this was a trial.
Yeah, immediately gagged, and they get thrown in a cell with the actual judges who explained that the guy that we just saw was their mechanic that has gone crazy and taken over the satellite with his robots.
Hell yeah,
and he's just fucking killing people. But Oliver is able to make a makeshift bow, which allows them to escape from the cell. And so they get out, they get Hal's ring back, they start kicking ass, and they basically are able to save the Guardian's life and take the satellite back. And the Guardian specifically elects to stay on Gallo to face his trial. So naturally, in the next issue, we cut to his trial, which is on Oa with the Guardians.
So it doesn't even matter.
No. It's like, why'd you end it like that?
Nothing that just happened has any relevance. It's all good.
No, yeah. I mean, the first part did, but the second part, all the stuff with the satellite, no.
Why he's on trial has relevance. Everything after that does not.
Correct. So at the actual trial, Hal, Oliver, and Dinah are all there as character witnesses. which does nothing because they don't care or respect these human beings. And they sentence the Guardian to be stripped of his immortality, and he has to spend the rest of his life on the homeworld of the Guardians. And so our 3 superheroes accompany him to this place, Maltus, and it is just filled to the brim with people, this planet, which Hal and the Guardian says is really weird. It's supposed to be sparsely populated, and there is just an overwhelming number of people. And so they kind of end up at the records office just to see what happened here. And they find out that this planet, Maltus, passed through like a cloud of cosmic dust, and it turned everyone omnipotent. Like no one can reproduce.
Right.
Which it took them a while to realize it, but once they do, they're like, oh, that's really bad.
Yeah.
And this scientist, Mother Juna, basically just started cloning. She made a bunch of clones and just started populating the planet with them and just never stopped.
Yep.
To the point of just severe overpopulation.
Yep.
But also the effects of the cosmic dust wore off at a certain point, so people were able to reproduce naturally again.
Yep.
And so this planet is just fucked. Yep. And there's poverty and severe violence. Like, again, everybody is just on fucking edge. Everybody hates women because women can make more babies.
Yep.
It's just a whole thing. And so our heroes, they go to confront Mother Juna. Oliver and Dinah put on like a little like bow and arrow show outside to keep the crowd distracted while Hal like digs a hole under the fuck so they can get into Juna's base. And so they get in, they kick some robot ass, they apprehend Juna, but the mob that was outside of people followed them in because there's just a hole. So they went, oh, there's a hole.
Oh, hey guys,
let's go in.
We can get to her. We can kick her ass.
Yeah, and so they just destroy the base while our heroes fly off with Juna. And there's really not a whole lot they can do.
Yeah, other than like, Thanos snap them, start killing.
Truly not a lot.
Yeah,
they feel a little bad for Juna, but ultimately all they can really do is leave.
What you should do is invest in any contraceptive company. You're going to make a lot of money, dude.
At least that would at least stop.
Yeah.
Like, we're already overpopulated. Like, there's not a whole lot to do about that.
But
Juna needed to be stopped because she wouldn't stop making clones.
Yep.
So they did. Hopefully this stops Juna.
Which, does she say anything about why? Or she's just like, nope, I just wanted to.
I mean, I think she wanted to help. She wanted to be a mother. Like she says, I was taught that a woman is nothing if she's not a mother. And that was taken away from me. And like, she probably just thought she was helping and then just went off the fucking deep end.
Yeah, just too much.
Yeah, but the Guardian elects to stay, accept his punishment, that he'll stay on this planet and help in whatever way he can. And our heroes leave. And this was all just, again, it's a way to get rid of him.
Yeah.
We don't want to write about him anymore.
Yep. Nope. At first, this concept was really cool, and then we added Black Canary in here, and we were like, wait a minute, what do we need this old man for? We can have Black Canary here.
Black Canary could be our third.
She's way cooler.
She could do something in the action scenes.
Yep.
She's hot as fuck.
Yeah, I don't have to cram her into a closet while everything happens.
There's always like something with him where he's just being shuttled aside.
Oh, your ring's not working? Okay, well, I guess I better leave conveniently right when things are getting interesting. Bye.
In the the first Native American issue, what he's doing while Hal and Oliver are like dealing with the cult is the waiter is like telling him about the plight of the Native Americans. And he's like, oof, buddy, you're in for a rough story.
Oh, good luck, man.
Hal and Oliver are not going to look good to you. You're going to regret that skin color choice here in a minute.
Yep, you're going to hate it.
So the next issue, Green Arrow goes to Dinah's place to give her some flowers that he bought. They open the box and harpies jump out and attack them.
Okay.
And Oliver goes, I know how to deal with this, and he fires a tear gas arrow. And so the harpies naturally just go and just blow the tear gas back at the two, and Dinah's like, you fucking idiot, why did you use a tear gas arrow in my fucking house? And they run outside, the gas clears, and they go back in, and the harpies are gone, there's just roses.
Okay.
They're like, that's really freaky, let's just call Green Lantern. And they do. And Green Lantern flies his way there, and the harpies attack him.
Okay.
And he follows them to this like club, and there's this villain there called the Witch Queen. And she has this like scepter with a jewel on it, and she drags Hal into it. Like it like pulls him into the jewel.
Oh, okay.
And it's also a villain is hinted at that there is someone else that the Witch Queen is working at. Working at. Come on, John. Canary and Arrow decide to check out the flower shop because Oliver's like, they sold me fucking harpies. I didn't order that.
Yeah, this ain't what I asked for.
Dumb bitches. I'm mad.
Where did you guys even get harpies?
And they get there and they're like looking through the window, and an Amazon pops up behind and just punches Oliver in the back of the head. He goes straight through the window.
Jesus.
And there's just these 3 8 feet tall Amazons there. And Canary proceeds to just wipe the floor with them.
Jesus.
She just kicks their asses.
Hell yeah.
And they're like, respect, dude. You fucking rock.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to tell you our story. So like a long time ago, we had a priestess that was a high priestess that was kind of our leader. The Harpies were part of it. We're part of it. And there was this wizard that asked for our high priestess's hand in marriage. And he's like this gross little goblin guy.
Hell yeah.
And she said no.
Whack.
And so he banished this entire like tribe of women to another dimension.
Hell yeah.
As punishment.
As he should have, King.
Okay. Interesting take.
Yeah, I'm siding with the goblin on this one.
So they hate men. They hate all men.
Okay, yeah.
And the Witch Queen came to them and was like, because her jewels can like transport between these dimensions. And she's like, you can make men pay for the crime of the wizard.
Oh.
And so that's kind of why they're in on this.
Right.
And Oliver wakes up and is like, I don't believe a word you're fucking saying.
Bullshit. And
they're like, I'll show you, you piece of shit. I'll take you right to the Witch Queen. And Oliver's like, great, do it.
Okay, do it.
And so they do.
She's not real.
Yeah, basically. And what is revealed, we cut back to the villains, and what's revealed is the Witch Queen is the sister of Sinestro. And what powered her scepter to like defeat Green Lantern is his ring was in it.
Oh.
And so they take the ring out. Sinestro's about to put it on. Oliver jumps in, he shoots an arrow, and it hits the ring dead on and like pins it against a wall.
Oh.
And so Canary and Oliver beat the villains up.
Right.
And they're like, go us, we're awesome.
Oh yeah.
But Hal is still trapped in this other dimension, and Oliver's like, well, I guess I gotta go get him. And the Amazons are like, no, only one man can be in there at a time. And there's already one, Green Lantern. And so Dinah's like, well, I guess I have to go in then. Like, shit, that's crazy.
Do they explain, is that like a law, or is that like, will it explode?
I'm guessing it's part of the magic. It's gotta be part of the spell.
Sure, man. Let it happen.
But Hal he's been captured by the tribe, and the high priestess is Medusa.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
And she's killing Hal. She is going to murder Hal.
Fucking Medusa wouldn't go out with a little goblin fella? That's fucked up, dude.
You're like, judgy?
Yeah, judgy. Yeah, like he
got rejected once and banished a whole tribe of women to another dimension. He's kind of an asshole.
As he should have.
You're nuts.
That's, completely valid reaction, to be honest.
Dinah and the Amazons jump in and they're like, no, don't kill him. That would be wrong. And blah, 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 blah. He's not the one that did this to you. And she's like, okay.
Fine.
And so Dinah and Hal come back. Oliver's waiting for them. And it ends again with Oliver just being a piece of shit.
Being an asshole.
Because he's like, this is all a bunch of bullshit. I don't believe in other dimensions. Medusas, Amazons, for Pete's sake. Come on. I'm like, Oliver.
You watched her go into a literal crystal.
The girl you're dating is from another dimension. She's from Earth 2.
Yeah.
Also, you're on a team with the princess of the Amazons.
Yep.
You're an idiot. It's embarrassing.
You're a fucking moron.
What on earth? I don't get it. So anyway, next issue, we see this woman and there's like an older guy with a kid, and they bump into the woman.
Okay.
And he's like, excuse you, watch where you're going. She's like, you bumped into me.
Dick.
What on earth? And as she's walking away, the old man Grandy is his name, tells the young kid, Sybil, make her sorry. And she clearly has some kind of psychic abilities because the woman falls over in horrific pain. And we cut to our heroes. Hal and Oliver are driving Dinah to this school. She's going to teach.
Okay.
That's kind of what she's decided she's going to do this week.
Okay. I like that they've gotten rid of the old man in favor of bringing Black Canary.
They
on.
replaced
Like,
the Guardian with Black Canary. Yes, very much so.
Which defeats the whole purpose of why they're doing, because the entire point of this was to
Yes,
show
correct.
him how much is wrong with the world and how they need to pay more attention to the world.
Well, but then he polluted the world, and so the Guardians are like, what on earth, man? That's the exact opposite of what we sent you to do.
Supposed to do, yeah.
You literally poisoned the earth. What is wrong with you?
Fucking Christ.
They get attacked by birds so that they could be like, wow, this is just like that movie, The Birds.
Hell yeah.
Okay, man.
Thanks, dude.
But they get into school, and the owner of the school is this guy, Jason Belmore, and Hal's immediately just like, oh, you. And Jason is the same way towards Green Lantern. Because they suited up. Dinah didn't, but the other two suited up to fight the birds.
Right.
And basically they kind of chase Green Arrow and Green Lantern off. And Grandy is there with Sybil. And Belmore is like, did I do good? Did I do okay? And Grandy's like, you did very well.
Jesus.
And Grandy tells Sybil, make those men sorry, meaning Hal and Oliver.
Okay.
They walk back to the car, and the woman from the opening is there.
Okay.
And it's Carol Ferris, who is Hal's main love interest, also sometimes Star Sapphire. But that's not relevant to this. She's just his longtime love, Carol Ferris, who is in a wheelchair because she had a seizure 2 weeks ago. And the pain was horrendous and can no longer walk. So that's what Sybil did to her.
Made her, okay.
She's also engaged to Belmore, which is why she's here and why there was tension with Hal.
Right.
And anyway, they're driving and Sybil sends the car off the road.
Jesus.
And Hal's obviously able to save everybody.
Right.
And they kind of hide out in like a barn. We cut to Dinah and she's like, these kids are really weird, man. Everybody's acting really weird. And Grandy confronts her. He's like, hey, you dismissed your kids before 3 o'clock. We don't do that here. What's wrong with you? And she's like, aren't you the fucking cook? I didn't know you'd been promoted. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking get you, you dumb bitch. And she's like, shit's weird. I'm changing into Black Canary. She does. She's immediately confronted, but Sybil is able to incapacitate her. And I haven't established this to you. As Black Canary, she wears a wig. She naturally has dark hair.
Dark hair, but she wears a blonde wig.
As Canary.
Okay.
And so Grandy takes off her wig, realizes that it's Dinah because he wouldn't have been able to tell otherwise.
Right.
Dinah has black hair.
Right.
That she can't be Black Canary.
Yeah, literally impossible.
But she gets thrown into the cellar with a couple of wasp nests. And Grandy goes, poke, poke, and slams the door. And so she uses the wig to kind of cover her face, but she's being totally attacked
Stung to death by a bunch of wasps.
Yep.
Cool.
Green Lantern and...
Not the bees!
Not the bees! Lantern and Arrow kind of show up, and Sybil just fucks them up. Like, they're just on the ground, just like, oh my god, is this how we're gonna die? But Oliver kind of finds the strength to shoot off a trick arrow. That's like a vortex arrow. It kind of like fucks Sybil up. They run off, they grab Dinah, and Grandy's kind of losing his shit, and he's like, make them pay, make them pay. And Sybil kind of like has like a conscience finally, and it's like, you're making me hurt people, this isn't cool.
Yeah,
and she
it's
kind of
not
pulls
cool
a
at
Carrie, where she brings the building down. And Hal is able to get everybody out except for Sybil and Grandy, who are presumably killed by the collapse of the building.
Yeah.
And then we end with Hal revealing his identity to Carol, because she didn't know before. Like, he reveals to her that he's Green Lantern.
Okay.
And there's also a shot of Sybil's feet to kind of say that she's still alive. I don't think anything ever gets followed up with her.
She never gets brought back.
I don't think she ever, like, I don't think she's a recurring villain. It's just like, ooh, she's still alive. Isn't that fun? So next issue, we're kind of doing like a whirlwind romance kind of thing with Hal and Carol, because she's no longer engaged. I suppose it's never brought up. Don't ask. But they're just having fun, being cute. And she establishes that she's going to this weird city built below sea level called Piper's Dell, because there's a doctor there that thinks he can fix her legs.
Okay.
And so she's going to go there. Hal goes to visit Oliver in his new apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a really weird conversation where Oliver says, mind if I keep the radio on while we talk? Rock and roll, which I used to think rolled out from under a rock. Grows on a guy, though. And then Hal goes, you listen to your sounds, I'll listen to mine. You still can't beat Dixieland. And I'm like, you guys are old, man. What on earth? What is this conversation? But it changes to the news, and sources say the seawall around Piper's Dell is being systematically destroyed. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's where Carol is.
It's been 20 minutes.
He flies off to, save this crazy place, and he does.
Mm.
He's able to repair the seawall, but it takes a lot out of him. Like, it's a big, epic thing he has to do.
Mm.
He's like, I need rest. And then the mayor's immediately on him, and immediately oh, wow, thank you so much. Let me give you a tour. Let me give you the key to the city. And this place is it's like this weird plastic city that's below the ocean. And it's really smoggy and gross and awful looking. And he keeps spraying him with something. The mayor keeps spraying Hal with shit. He gives him the key to the city and it sprays him. He's really struggling. He tries to fly away. He can't because he's too fucking drugged up now.
Mm-hmm.
And so the goons are able to kind of kick his ass and capture him. But Hal sends his ring off to get Oliver. Okay. He's like, I need help. The ring goes to get Oliver. Unfortunately for Hal, the ring arrives at Oliver's place at the same time Dinah does. And Dinah looks really hot. I'm not kidding. She looks great.
Oh, she does. Okay, fair enough.
And so
whatever's about to happen, I agree with Oliver for his decision.
They go out on a date. They go get some dinner.
Yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
So we go back to poor Hal, who's been trapped by the villain Blackhand.
Okay.
Who was the mayor. This whole thing was a trap. This whole weird plastic city thing it's a mind control thing. The gas is kind of meant to mind control people.
Right.
And the thing with Carol was a ruse. There is no doctor. It was simply a way to get Carol there so that they can then put Carol in danger to get Green Lantern there.
Yep.
And Blackhand then shows Hal that he's using his gas to hypnotize people into believing that Green Lantern didn't save the city. He's the one that caused the damage. And so he's like, and here's Carol, and you two are free to leave. And they just open the door and let them out, and there's just an angry mob trying to kill them because they've been gassed into believing that Hal is there to kill them.
Hal is the one that he was trying to kill them all, yeah.
Yes. And so we cut back to Dinah and Oliver. The date went very, very badly because I guess the waiter was maybe flirting with Dinah. And so Oliver dumped some chili on his head, and Dinah's like, you ruined the evening. Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
I'm going home. Oliver goes into his apartment, and he finally fucking sees the ring. He's like, oh, shit.
I mean, it could have been worse. He could have seen the ring and then saw Black Canary and then was like, sorry, Hal. Sorry, Hal.
Hal can hold out. Hal can hold out for a night.
He'll figure it out, man.
He's pretty clever.
It's not like he's missing the source of all his power because it's sitting on my coffee table or anything.
Yeah. But Oliver's like, okay, I got to get to this weird sea city, so I need a boat. Tries to rent a speedboat. Doesn't have the money.
Card declines. Hilarious.
And so he has to just rent this shitty rowboat for $10, $20. He has to spend $20 to get this fucking rowboat.
Nice.
But he's able to get there and he shoots the ring to Hal and it gets on Hal's finger and Hal's like, hell yeah, dude.
Fuck
and so
yeah.
Hal goes after Blackhand and attacks him and he kind of encases Blackhand in plastic. And he's like, a fitting end for you, sir. Because it's a plastic city.
Right.
So he's like, haha, do you see what I did?
You see what I did?
And then we end with Oliver being an asshole. Carol and Hal are like, wow, it's crazy that people lived there because all the plastic and the lack of freedom. And Oliver's like, oh, you really think they're so different from us? And he's beckoning to this sign of July sale of plastic Christmas trees. It's like, wow, got him, Ollie.
Yeah, wait.
Got us.
Thank you for explaining what you were talking, what this whole story has been talking about, which is plastic in the ocean is bad. Thanks, Oliver.
Okay. We're about to talk about something that is utterly insane.
Okay.
In a good way. In a good way.
Okay.
It's good, but it's also crazy
Okay.
that they did this.
Okay.
So for some context, around the same time, over in Spider-Man, Stan Lee is approached about doing basically a drug PSA. And so he does a 3-part story in which Harry Osborn becomes addicted to painkillers. He becomes a pill popper.
Oh, opiates, yeah, okay.
And the reason that's really significant is that you remember the comics code that came out of the witch hunt of the 50s? One of the rules was no drugs.
Right.
You can't show drug use. And Stan wanted to do the story, though, and they kind of just went, what happens if we just put it out without the code approval? What happens if we just release it?
Yeah, what happens if we just go for it?
And the result was big success and lots of accolades. Nothing bad happened at all.
So it's because it's taking an anti-drug stance as opposed to just like...
More or less, but also it just kind of proved that the code was useless.
Right.
And creatively inhibiting. And so in order to not become totally irrelevant and folded, the code kind of looses restrictions.
Right.
And so you're able to kind of do a bit more.
Right.
Because Stan proved that they could just publish comics without the code and still they could still sell and people would buy it. Yep. And they actually, again, they got a lot of accolades for it.
Right.
For this anti-drug PSA. Neal Adams insists that he drew this cover before that Spider-Man story, which could be true, but also doesn't matter. You still got beat to the punch.
Yep.
Deal with it.
Yeah. Sorry, bud.
But DC, they don't go, because pill popping is safe.
Right.
That's like a safe PG way to go about drug addiction.
My brother, I have known you for all 25 years of my life. If you show me the cover of a comic book and it is the Green Lantern or the Green Arrow putting a heroin needle in their arm, I'm gonna lose it.
So you're really close.
Oh, God damn it.
It is not Green Lantern. It is not Green Arrow.
Okay.
It is the Green Arrow sidekick, Speedy, shooting heroin on the cover of a comic book.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Which honestly, respect, we're going for it. We're not pussyfooting around this. We are dealing with it.
Yeah, fucking getting right into the nitty gritty, I guess. Good Lord.
You want to know what's really funny? Because, like, again, Green Arrow's in nothing. Roy probably has more page real estate at this point prior to this series because he's on Teen Titans.
Right.
Can you imagine being the Teen Titans writer and you get called into a meeting and they're like, oh, by the way, Roy's a heroin addict. Denny wants to make Roy a heroin addict and he's been a heroin addict for months. What on earth? You want to know how crazy this is? DC wouldn't allow this today. Right. Today, this would be crazy.
Yep.
There's a Supergirl story from a few years ago, the one that's going to be the movie. And it starts with her drunk at a bar. And DC told the writer, Supergirl doesn't drink. Supergirl can't drink. Are you out of your mind? And he wasn't allowed. And they had to compromise. You never see Supergirl drink.
Right.
She's clearly drunk. She's in a bar.
You just can't.
She never takes a drink.
She never has a drink like in her hand.
Like that's the compromise they came to. That's how they operate now. Right. So, like, it's crazy that there's a comic book where one of their superheroes is shooting up heroin. Oh my God. It's bonkers.
Like, yeah, no, I think you're right. I think the person who got the worst of that is just, like, writing, like, being the Teen Titans writer, and someone else is just like, yeah, you know this character you have on your team? Yeah, he's a heroin addict now. Fuck you.
He's shooting up heroin.
Now you have to work that into your story.
That now. Yeah. Getting into the story, Oliver is, like, kind of walking outside his apartment, and these 3 junkies kind of try to jump him. They're like, give us your money, that kind of thing. And Oliver's like, oh, you guys are so cute. Yeah, and one of them pulls out a fucking crossbow. And Oliver's like, oh yeah, are you going to shoot? And he gets shot with a crossbow. And he kind of has to drag himself to the hospital.
Okay.
And he gets taken care of, and he's like, can I keep the arrow? And they're like, okay. I should probably give it to the fucking police wacko. I mean, but sure.
I'd probably ask the same thing. Like, someone just shot me with a fucking bow. Like, I kind of want to keep that arrow.
Yeah. But he calls Hal. And his arm is in a sling now, by the way.
Okay.
And this injury will fuck him up for the rest of the book. Like, this causes him problems for the rest of the book.
Okay.
When Hal gets there, he's like, this is my arrow. I was shot with one of my arrows. And the reason he's concerned is he says, I haven't seen Speedy in a month. And Hal's like, what do you mean you haven't seen Speedy in a month? And he's like, well, I've been busy. We've been road tripping. I've been trying to fuck Dinah. Like, I've been doing shit.
I've been going through it, brother. What do you want from me?
And Hal's like, okay, we have to find Roy. We have to find these guys. And again, this happened like right outside his apartment. Right. And so Oliver's like, I've seen these guys in like the basement. And so they go down to the basement, and one of the three, not the one that shot him, one of the three is kind of being hassled by a dealer. And so they beat up the dealer, and they send the guy to a hospital to kind of deal with the withdrawal he's suffering from.
Right.
But he tells them where the others are.
Okay.
Which they're at like a loft in Chinatown. And the two superheroes, they drop in. And Roy is obviously there with the other two, including the one that shot Oliver.
Right.
And Oliver is completely convinced himself that this is an undercover operation. Speedy has gone undercover to find, the main guy at the top.
Right.
The guy that's behind the narcotics racket. And Speedy's like, yeah, for sure, dude.
100%, man.
And the guy that shot Oliver is like, oh, I'll take you to him. I know who's running things. I'll take you to him. And Oliver and Hal like, great. That sounds like it'll totally work out.
No way, this is a trap.
Yeah. And Oliver's like, Roy, you look kind of pale. Sit this one out. We got this.
We got it.
Oliver's very dumb. But they go to like this warehouse. And, the drug dealers are there. And Hal gets pistol whipped by the guy that shot Oliver.
Great.
And then, Oliver's one-handed, so can't do much. And so they just they all just jump Oliver and beat the shit out of him.
Kick the piss out of him, hell yeah.
And then, are you ready for this crazy plan that they come up with?
Okay.
So these dealers go, anybody have a needle? And they're like, no. He's like, oh, okay, that'll work. Just give me one of the packets. And he forces Oliver and Hal to sniff the heroin. And he's like, okay, now let's call the cops. And the cops are going to come and going to find these drugged out superheroes.
They doped them up.
They doped them up.
The fucking cops.
Yep.
That's insane.
The two guys that were living with Roy, they get a reward, which is some uncut heroin. But Roy kind of followed them in, and he's kind of like slapping Hal. He's like, Hal, you have to get us out of here. And Hal is eventually kind of able to like use his powers and get them back to Oliver's apartment. And they're fucking whacked, man. They're like super hungover and just really struggling. And Hal's like, man, why do people do drugs? Why do people do this? And Roy goes, I can maybe explain it. So say there's this younger guy and he has like an older guy that like looks after him and like takes care of him. And say the older guy just fucking disappears for months to hang out with other people and you're left alone. Please ignore that I'm on a team.
Don't worry about that.
And maybe the guy needs a substitute for friendship and maybe he sees it in junk. And because Oliver is a moron, he goes, cue the tiny violins, Jesus Christ. Oliver hates drug addicts, by the way. I didn't establish that. Oliver is really mean about drug addicts in this story.
Jesus, okay, yeah. Oh, boo-hoo, cry me a river,
Yes.
you bunch of fucking pussies.
Exactly that. And Oliver walks Hal out, and Hal's like, something's wrong with Speedy, man. And Oliver's like, man, he's fine, shut up. Hal leaves. Oliver walks in, he's like, I'm gonna make some chili. Roy, you want some chili? And he walks in and Roy's shooting up. He's like, you're actually a junkie? It's like, yes! Fucking. And Roy's like, what did you think I was talking about just now? God damn it, Oliver.
Idiot.
And so we go to the next issue, and Oliver just fucking backhands Roy.
Fuck it. Oh,
he kicks him out. He's like, oh, you're a fucking lousy junkie, you motherfucker. And so Roy leaves, And Oliver has like a moment where he's like, is this my fault? And
yes.
Before the thought even finishes, he goes, no, absolutely not. It's the fault of the pushers, the guys that gave him access to the drugs. I'm going to get him. I'm going to catch him.
Right. Because it's not like Roy directly looked you in your fucking eyes and said, hey, this is your fault. I'm using drugs to deal with feelings of abandonment that you caused. It's the drug dealers.
The two other guys, the two other drug users, they come back to the apartment and they decide they're gonna shoot up because obviously Roy had just done it, so like the stuff is all ready and out.
Yep.
But they've never dealt with uncut heroin before.
Right.
And so the one that shot Oliver, he shoots up and he overdoses and dies.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
And then we cut to Hal. And Hal is like, man, something's wrong with Speedy, man. I gotta go back. So he flies back to the apartment and sees the dead body. And nobody else there. And he's like, that's really bad.
Yep, that ain't good.
And we cut to Oliver. He kind of goes back to the hangar where they got ambushed before. And he's able to get some intel that there's basically this like rich guy that's running the drug racket. And his yacht is like parked in this pier. Hal is able to find Roy in Chinatown. And he's like, I got to take you to a hospital. And Roy's like, absolutely not. I'm going to kick this cold turkey to prove to Oliver how like tough and awesome I am. I'm going to prove it to him that I can do this.
God damn it.
And so Hal's like, well, I don't really have time to deal with you. So he drops Roy off at Dinah's house. And he's like, hey, Roy's a heroin addict and he's in withdrawals and trying to kick. Can you watch him? Bye.
Can you deal with this? Thank you. Bye.
It's like, cool, you suck. I feel so bad for Dinah. So Oliver's at the pier and he gets jumped.
Okay.
And again, he's injured. He's basically useless.
Right.
He gets his ass kicked.
His shit rocked.
Yeah, and they tie him to an anchor and throw him into the ocean. And the yacht with the rich guy goes off.
Takes off.
Hal flies by. Oliver is able to rescue himself and swims up, and then Hal takes care of the goons.
Right, okay.
And then we cut to a bit of Roy suffering with withdrawals and Dinah being like, fuck, I guess I have to deal with this.
I guess this is my problem now.
Thanks, Hal. Love you.
Dick.
But then we cut to the rich guy who owns a pharmaceutical company where they're making this really strong shit. And Hal and Oliver jump in and just kick their asses.
Just beat them all.
We cut to that, the guy that shot Oliver. We cut to his funeral. Hal and Oliver are kind of watching from a distance. Dinah brings Roy. And Roy pretty much gives Oliver the business. And because like, hey, I kicked my habit. I'm clean. And Oliver is like, good boy. He's like, don't give me that.
Yeah, don't give me that
you
shit.
You asshole, you turned your back on me. And he just punches Oliver in the face.
Hell yeah.
And he kind of like has a monologue about people not caring about drug addicts. And then he goes, fuck you, you suck. And he just walks off. And the issue ends with Oliver crying with pride.
No, crying with pride.
Crying with pride, man. So with the next issue, we have the introduction of John Stewart, which is pretty cool. We start with Guy Gardner, who Guy Gardner's deal is that he is, at this point in time, a substitute Green Lantern. The idea is that if Hal gets sick or injured or taken out of commission for whatever reason, Guy then gets the ring and steps in as Green Lantern. So there's like an earthquake, Guy Gardner's on a bridge, he's trying to save a little girl, and he gets run over by a bus. And it just completely shatters him, and he's going to be bedridden for at least 6 months. And so the Guardians are like, we need to find a replacement.
Right. We need a substitute.
We need a substitute for the substitute. We actually didn't foresee Guy Gardner getting hit by a bus.
Yep.
That is actually...
was not on the bingo card, unfortunately.
Of all the things. Honestly, we expected it with you, Hal. That's why we gave you a substitute. I thought you were going to get hit by a bus.
Yeah, we gave you a substitute because we thought you were going to be the one getting hit by the bus. But
Guy, we thought we could fucking count on to not get hit by a bus. damn it.
It's almost like not running in front of a bus is like an easy thing to do or something.
Not you victim blaming, bedridden, broken into like 8 pieces Guy Gardner.
Hey, man.
They go and kind of observe John.
Mm.
And John is kind of, there's these 2 cops that are kind of getting in these other dudes like faces, just who are just like playing a game on the street. And the cops are giving him shit because they're racist. And John kind of like gets in the cop's face and kind of like tells him to back off.
Yeah, eat shit, asshole.
And Hal and the Guardian are overlooking this. And Hal's like, this is the guy? And the Guardian goes, I don't have time for your prejudice, Hal. He gets it every direction.
Yep, doesn't matter who it is. He's getting it. You Nazi bitch.
Man, where is Oliver? Why is Oliver not in this story? That would have been amazing. God, I want Oliver there for that.
They're just like in the middle of the street, and Oliver just like comes out of a manhole cover. He's like, oh nope, never mind. The Guardian got it.
That's fucking hilarious, though. Even your stupid bosses know.
Fucking bootlicker.
There are turtles down here. Nah, they would never let Green Arrow cross over with them. That's what Batman's for.
Yeah, that's what Batman's for. Fucking kidding me, dude?
Hal recruits John and kind of explains the whole deal to him, gives John a costume and a temporary ring. And John immediately goes, I'm not wearing a mask.
Yep.
I'm not hiding my face, which is a bit of a commentary on Black Panther, who is sort of the first significant Black superhero, but you could make the argument his face is entirely covered.
Yeah.
And it's partly because DC is always being beat to the punch
Yep.
by Marvel. Marvel had 2 Black superheroes by this point because they had Black Panther, and then they created Sam, speaking of Anthony Mackie, the Falcon, who is the first African-American superhero. And so, like, they didn't even get that. Like, they're playing catch-up as they always are.
They couldn't even be like, well, we have the first African-American
superhero. Sam.
Nope. Sam Wilson, baby. Falcon. Anthony Mackie, please sponsor us.
And I don't think that it's that particularly biting of a commentary, because you can make the mask argument about T'Challa. Black Panther is such a radically crazy liberal idea of, like, he's the king of this civilization that is far more advanced than anybody else on the planet. Like, that's nuts. If they tried to do that today, man, people would lose their shit and be like, oh, I guess it's DEI now, but a few years ago would have been SJW.
Yeah.
That kind of bullshit.
Oh, I love buzzwords.
Yeah.
Buzzwords go hard.
Wonder Woman 2, when you think about it, is like crazy radical. Like, it's an island of women that is specifically called Paradise because there's no, like, specifically there's no men.
Yep.
Like, that's actually crazy.
And the fact that, like, literally every woman on that island is just leagues stronger than literally anyone else.
Yeah, and they're awesome, and they don't care one way or the other about men. They're, like, totally happy. Like, it's awesome, but also just, like, wild.
Like, the fact that you could get away with that in, like, the 40s and 50s is like, holy shit.
Yeah, because people now would, like, lose their minds over that. We can't even have a girl Jedi.
Yep.
We can't have a singular girl that's good at the Force.
Yep.
Hal's showing John the ropes. They see that there is, a plane is arriving in an airport. There are protesters there, but an oil truck is about to run into the protesters. And so John's like, Hal, you get the people, I'll get the truck. And Hal saves the civilians. John gets the truck, but some oil spills on the people that are exiting the plane, which John is not shy about admitting he did on purpose.
Yep.
Because who was arriving is a particularly racist senator who would hate Ray.
Yep. This is true.
Speaking of. And Hal kind of confronts him. He's like, that sucks that he's a racist, but you don't just get to do that.
Yeah, you don't get to just pick and choose how you use your power. Like,
it's an abuse of power. Like, come on, man. And so he's like, I now assign you to be that guy's bodyguard. And I'm like, that's fucking weird, Hal. That's not the way to respond to this situation, but here we are.
Here we go.
But at a rally, a person in the audience, a black man, opens fire on the senator. And Hal's like, come on, we got to save him. And John kind of picks up that something's weird. So he's like, no.
Nope.
Meanwhile, outside, someone is about to shoot a cop. And John stops that. And when Hal kind of gets in John's face, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? John is like, let me explain what's going on,
Mhm.
you moron. Because
Mhm.
that's just Hal's existence at this point.
Yep.
Is him being a colossal. No, he has good plans sometimes.
Yeah, he has good
But
plans,
there is a lot
like,
of people getting in his face and calling him a moron.
Socially, it's like, hey, bootlicker, open your eyes.
God, I wish Oliver was here for this. As John explains, the shooter inside he recognized from the senator's party at the airport.
Mhm.
And so he knew something was up there, and that guy actually had blanks in his gun. It was it was all sort of a setup to basically look like there was like a mass problem of black violence
Yeah.
that the senator could run on.
Yep.
That they have obviously now
Thwarted.
and Hal has to begrudgingly admit that John's cool as hell.
Yep. That was fucking badass, dude.
Hal has to begrudgingly admit that he has been usurped.
Yep.
And there is now a way cooler Green Lantern that everyone's going to like better.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Hal. And
I'm not. Fucking Jon Stewart's cool as hell.
Jon Stewart's so cool. And in the backup of that, because that's sort of the main story, and then there's a Green Arrow backup. We're not going to go into the actual story, but I just wanted to bring up that part of it is Oliver is offered a chance to run for mayor. And so he calls some of his superhero friends for advice if they think he should do it. He calls Dinah, he calls Bruce Wayne, he calls Hal, and he calls Clark Kent, and they all just laugh in his face over the phone.
You fucking idiot.
You're a moron. No, you can't be fucking mayor. Are you kidding me? So in the next issue, Hal comes into Oliver's apartment. Oliver's reading the paper and laughing. And Oliver explains that there's this guy, Isaac, who walks into the office of Ferris Aircraft, pretending to be a painter, and paints the walls with like toxic waste as like an environmental protest kind of thing. Because he's like, you guys are bad for the environment. And so this is like a form of protest. Oliver thinks this is awesome.
Yep, sweet.
Hal is like, well, my girlfriend owns that company, so I'm less enthused about this.
Yep.
But her and I are going to visit that particular facility. You're welcome to come along and you can meet this weirdo that you're fangirling over.
Fucking freak.
So they go there. Carol and Hal kind of go off to the factory. Oliver kind of keeps to himself, just doing some target practice in the woods. A cop confronts him, and Oliver kind of like kicks his ass. Because he's like, get out of my fucking face, you stupid cop.
Fucking stupid piece of shit.
And so the cop kind of walks away with like his tail between his legs. But then Oliver comes across Isaac. Then we cut back to Hal and Carol, who are touring the facility. Carol kind of establishes that they're testing this new kind of fuel that is not great for the environment, but is cheap, and their company is in financial crisis. So what are you going to do? Not destroy the environment, but, you know, her point of view is she's trying to save her company.
Right.
While they're touring, like, some equipment kind of explodes.
Hell yeah.
In their face. Hal is able to save everybody, but upon investigation, he clearly sees that it's been tampered with. Like this was an intentional thing. So Hal flies off and finds Oliver and Isaac. Isaac is sort of explaining to Oliver that the reason he's so hardcore about the environment is because his parents died of lung cancer, and he himself has lung cancer. But Hal shows up and he's like, yo, did you mess with this equipment at the factory? And Isaac's like, fuck yeah, I did, dude.
Yes, sir. Dap me up.
And he's like, it's just equipment. Like, who gives a shit? And Hal's like, didn't you think that like that equipment being destroyed would like hurt people?
Yeah.
And Isaac's like, I actually didn't. That actually did not cross my mind.
Like, yeah, stuff exploding. If someone's near it, it's probably
no, legitimately. He's completely sincere. Didn't cross his mind.
Didn't even think about it.
Nope. He's crazy.
Couple machines breaking down. Who cares?
Who cares? It's just machines. And he's like, yeah, people were near those machines and it nearly blew them up. You moron. So Hal tries to arrest Isaac. So Oliver naturally shoots a gas arrow at Hal, knocks him out. But Isaac is like, you're poisoning the environment. That's gas, you asshole.
Fucking
and
dickhead.
he runs off and Oliver's like, no. no!
My sick-ass friend, no!
And then the cop that he beat up earlier comes back with reinforcements, and they beat the ever-living shit out of Oliver.
Hell yeah.
And they drag them kind of back to like the airport at the base, and Isaac has crucified himself against one of the planes. Which, how? I literally don't know how he did it.
Hey, man.
And they decide, you know what? It's the weekend. I don't want to deal with this. We're just going to leave him up there.
Oh.
And they also decide, let's string these two assholes up there too.
Yep.
And so all three of them get strung up against planes, and Oliver's trying to get out. And it's very clear that Isaac is very, very sick and is not going to last the night. And they are able to get out. Carol comes by to like help, but it's too late. Isaac is dead. And in a sort of a fit of rage, Hal destroys all the aircrafts that they've been working on.
Jesus.
Which I'm sure goes great for his relationship.
Yeah.
With the setup of Green Lantern is on the verge of being canceled, and that is a Hail Mary pass to save it.
Yep.
Naturally, you would think the end of that story is it worked, and this was a super successful book. So this book still didn't sell. This didn't work.
Of course not.
This plan did not go well.
Their plan to save it was put another nobody character that no one cares about in as well.
That does nothing but scream at and talk about what a loser. The main character is.
Yep. Fuck that guy.
And it was very well reviewed. It was successful in that sort of way. It was very well liked, very well respected. It's clearly a beloved classic. They wouldn't do something like this for a shitty book nobody cared about.
Shit. Yeah.
It just didn't sell initially. And it's just something that sort of had accolades at the time and just gained respect over time.
So I imagine it's majority because like the primary like readers of comic books at this point is still probably fairly young people. Like obviously you have the people that grew up with it, so they're still, continuing to read, but a majority of sales are like children.
For the most part, at this point, people aged out of comics.
Yeah.
So like the people who like read them in the 40s are not still reading comics in the 70s.
Right.
Even in the early 70s, like that's not a thing. People aged out of it. The audience is leaning a little older at this point because of Stan Lee. Because he started to kind of bring teenagers in.
Right, teen drama in, yeah.
And so teenagers really liked the Marvel books.
Yeah.
And so it's a little older, but yes, it is still primarily children.
Right. So like a child is going to like, they're in the comic book store kind of flipping through, looking at what looks interesting to buy. They're going to kind of like get through one of these like social commentary stories and be like, yeah, a 7-year-old
isn't going to care that Speedy is shooting up heroin on the cover. Like there's something that like critics and like decades later were like, wow, that's like really like brave. But a 7-year-old's going to be like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Someone with
what is he even doing?
Yeah, like someone with a fully developed frontal lobe will be like, oh, he's like he did something there.
Yeah,
but like at that point, people with fully developed frontal lobes weren't their primary audience.
Yeah, weren't really reading comic books.
Yeah,
like they were getting laid.
Yep.
Apologies.
Couldn't be us.
It's an obvious joke, but kind of have to go. But it's so funny. So they get moved to be backup features for Flash.
Sick.
They do one more story. They do one more story.
Gotcha. Okay.
That is in 3 short parts in the backup pages of the Flash.
Okay.
And so it starts with Oliver kind of busting up some sort of crime going on. His arm is still messed up from when Speedy's friend shot him with a crossbow.
Right.
And this like light goes off that's like really in his eyes, so he can't see. He fires an arrow, he shoots a guy, and kills him.
Oh, okay.
Which is a big deal because they don't do that at this point in time.
Right. No comic book is just like.
No, the heroes don't really kill people, which is hilarious when you consider like what his weapon is. It's like, this is the first time this has happened, man. He's like, you use a very deadly weapon.
Yeah.
Oliver is just like, oh my God, I killed a man. And we cut to Hal, who gets a call from Dinah, who is like, Oliver just called me and said goodbye forever.
Jesus, he's just going to kill himself. The only way to atone, I have to kill myself.
And so Hal goes to Oliver's apartment, and it's in disarray. All of his arrows are broken. His costume is shredded. And Hal's like, Jesus. But he hears a commotion outside, and he goes out to try and break it up. And these like hooligans out there are like, we just set off a bomb. And Oliver's entire apartment complex goes up in flames.
Jesus.
So like in a lot of ways, this is almost like a finale. Like we're kind of just blowing everything up.
Right.
Hal kind of regroups with Dinah. And we cut to Oliver in the aeroplane.
Hell yeah.
Which is like his best vehicle. Because like how can you not? How can you not have an aeroplane? Like you have to do that, man.
Yeah.
And he parachutes out of it and it crashes into a mountain. And Oliver approaches a monastery that is on this mountain and basically is like, help me forgive myself. So we cut from that to our two superheroes who kind of just end up like fighting like a cult. And it's kind of pointless and has nothing to do with anything. I think it's just like, we want some action in here. So here's Black Canary and Green Lantern kicking some ass.
Kicking ass on their way to fucking try to find Oliver.
Yeah, it's just this weird detour that's like trying to fill up pages. I'm like, you're reduced to 8-page backups. Why are we wasting time?
Yeah, like, get it moving, buddy.
Come on, man. Anyway, after all that, Dinah's in a phone booth and gets run over again.
Hell yeah, dude. The twofer, let's go.
This time by a car. And basically she is about to die.
Okay.
And she needs a blood transfusion, but she has a very rare blood type that is in shortage. Guess who has the exact same blood type? Oliver Queen.
Yeah, of course he does.
And so Hal's like, well, I have to find Oliver now.
Yep.
And so there were reports of Green Arrow, the aeroplane, crashed into a mountain. So Hal's like, that's probably a good place to start.
Yeah, good start.
And he gets there, and there's like a scavenger trying to like go through it. And Hal's like, get out of here, you dumb bitch.
Leave.
Hal finds the monastery, and he immediately goes to Oliver, and he's like, Dinah's dying, and you need to come back. And Oliver's like, fuck, fine.
Shit.
And so they're kind of walking, and the scavenger confronts them, knocks them both out because Oliver kind of freezes and isn't able to fire, shoot an arrow, which gives the scavenger time to kind of knock them both out. Hal has been buried in quicksand and is very slowly dying.
Hell yeah.
And it's basically just a situation to kind of like kick Oliver back into gear and to get him to shoot an arrow to defeat this guy without killing him. And then it ends with obviously Oliver in the hospital, blood transfusion for Dinah, saving her life. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of that series. Again, it's very, very acclaimed. It's very well regarded. It's obviously definitive for Green Arrow. More so than Green Lantern, who comes across very badly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Hey, how do we get Green Lantern to sell more? I don't know. Make him look like an asshole.
Yeah,
what if we did that?
Piece of shit.
What if we literally spent like at least one panel per page calling him a Nazi?
Why did that work? I can't believe that didn't work.
Why does anybody like him? Why does everyone think Jon Stewart's really cool and sick and the best character we've ever fucking made, but they hate Hal?
Hal went from boring to kind of like, what?
Yeah, like from boring to just like being a piece of shit. Which I suppose is a direction.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
It's very, very weird. And some of it is Oliver overreacting and also being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it's a weird direction.
Yeah.
I do think it's really, really good, though. I think it's really fun and interesting. The art's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Neal Adams is out of this world. It was just leagues beyond anybody else at the time. Not to like insult other artists, because there were obviously other great artists at the time. But he's just so detailed and so expressive, and it's just awesome to look at. They would do a sort of sequel series to this later on in the 70s that Denny O'Neil did write, but Neal Adams didn't draw, and most people don't even seem to know it exists. I own a few issues of it because they were like in the dollar bin.
Yeah, they were in the dollar bin.
But they're just kind of insignificant.
Okay, nothing crazy.
Yeah, this is kind of the big deal.
So when does Green Lantern end up like getting his own book again, or is he just banished to the back pages until like the 80s or 90s?
Again, when I just said the kind of the late 70s, so like 76, 77.
Okay,
so a few years after this, they bring back it as Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
Okay,
and then eventually Oliver kind of goes away, and it just becomes Green Lantern again.
Green Lantern again.
Yeah, and he kind of still struggles as a character for a long time. Like, it's just something about him that just sometimes struggles to click with people.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2000s is really when he takes off.
Right.
And kind of really like gains this great reputation. And that's all the stuff that you know.
Yeah.
It's the other cores. It's Blackest Night. It's all like the big, crazy, cool stuff that everybody like knows now that a lot of people think is like essential to him. And then you go back to read the older stuff and none of it's there.
None of it's there. It's
like, it's kind of there because some of the pieces are there. And the main guy that wrote that stuff, Jeff Johns, he kind of cleverly like retconned things and like made connections. Right. And so a lot of the stuff is there, but it's just not what you think of it as. It's just not quite there yet. Yeah. But it still is kind of fun to kind of see, even just as like research for like what it becomes. Because even in like this, like Sinestro's here, Carol's here. Yeah. But they're not like part of these like Lantern Corps. The guy that's like the facilitator of Blackest Night, Blackhand, he's here. But they're just sort of earlier incarnations of them that aren't quite that yet. There's no yellow lanterns. He just has a yellow ring. Yep. But yeah, and then it'll also be a while for Oliver to get a book. Oh yeah, I'm sure. It takes a hot minute.
Well, that's kind of the problem, and that's like what a lot of these superheroes kind of run into is you have the stuff like the Fantastic Four, or like Superman, or where they're doing like these giant like galactic threats, and then like it's very hard to push guy with a bow and arrow stops a bank robbery, I guess.
I think when you're like appealing to kids, yes, we're going to be like, that's boring and lame.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Nowadays, it's a lot easier because it's a thing to kind of sell that sort of difference of like, here's like a more grounded kind of thing that older readers tend to kind of like. That's a whole, that's been a whole thing for a long time now is comic book fans and comic book movie fans who respond to darkness and grittiness and realism, and that's something that Oliver can kind of easily slide into.
Right, because he's already like kind of at that level.
Yeah, he's this sort of, he fights street crime because he can't. What's he going to do against Darkseid? Yeah, nothing. Yeah, like what the fuck? And he's not popular enough like Batman, for dumbass shit to happen to allow Batman to fight Darkseid.
Yeah, like him just having a suit of armor that can just keep up with Superman.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Like
Green Arrow's not popular enough for that. To justify that, so he has to fight street crime. I think that'll do it for this episode. Let us know what you think of this if you've read it in the comments, or seek it out if you can. Like, this is collected a bunch of different ways because it's such a popular, well-liked story. So you could probably find this very easily. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
See ya. Man, you're over here drinking lame-ass water. If only you could be completely and totally refreshed.